A dear pena, my friend, wa home a true one is 1,000 times. Nansu and Ibi catch him say edum, who out of coverage.
Look, I mean, when I go to the studio, is a hunger to produce good music.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's my second question.
Okay.
Okay. If the word legacy was made in the image of a chess box and you left us the key to open that box, what would we find or expect once we open it? In other words, what would you leave behind to your fans? I'm not saying not saying in terms of your passing on or anything, but in case or if you retired or something, you know.
I believe if you open that box, you will find a rose. Yes, a rose.
What kind of rose?
A red rose.
Woohoo! You know, red roses mean love.
I know.
They're very powerful color. That's a powerful color.
It shows how fragile we are, how fragile life is, and how beautiful life is. How beautiful love is, and how fragile life is, and how fragile love is.
Oh, that's wonderful. Ah, you are a poet indeed.
You think so?
Yeah, you sound like it. You sound like Mr. Loverman. Ah.
Yeah.
Okay, the next question. Are you proud of the legacy you've built so far? I don't see you retiring anytime soon. That's why I say so far.
I think I'm still working at my legacy. I believe there are bigger things to come than what I've done so far. I believe, bigger things are ahead. There's so much that I plan doing. So this is just the tip of the ice.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
Great. The tip of the eye. So, how many more years are we expecting?
Oh, well, I mean, you know, I will always be doing music.
Wonderful.
There will come a time I will be going on the road like I'm doing right now, but I will always be producing music. It will the coming a time that I will have maybe 50 kids, you know, doing my songs, putting my ideas in them, you know. So I have a lot of things that I want to do.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Name the top thing that you want to do, if you don't mind me asking.
It's some of the things I want to do?
Yeah. Or the top, you know.
Well, I have myself and my team working on the recreational center. It's going to be more like an incubation center that the youth can come there and enhance their talent.
That's wonderful.
Get some artists to, I mean, if you have the music and you have the talent, you can come there and learn to play some instrument.
Right.
Because my worry is it's good what we producing as the new generation of musicians, but we are churning out a lot of rappers.
Yeah, lots of rappers are coming out.
Which is cool. It is cool. I have nothing against that.
Right.
But even in the Bible talks about before the Savior comes, you hear the sound of the trumpet.
Yes.
So if no one is learning how to play the trumpet, then maybe before the Savior comes, you hear some rappers. You need to train some rappers, some trumpeters, and some piano players, some African drummers, and all that. We're losing that.
Yeah, I definitely feel that, because I know here it's like you hear a bunch of Jay-Z, a bunch of Kanye West, and it's like you don't hear like the actual musicians, like the ones that play the guitar, the ones that play the drums, you know.
Exactly.
You only hear people running their mouth.
You mentioned Miles Davis. I mean, he was a musician.
Amazing.
He played a lot of instruments. You mentioned Quincy Jones' songs.
Yeah, your songs, of course.
I love them all.
There's not a particular one that beats out all of them?
It depends the mood I am. I mean, you see, when my album, I don't even call them albums anymore. I call them my babies.
Aha!
They are my babies. You conceive them and you bring forth to them. So they are my babies.
That's wonderful.
So you can count all the albums there. So I can't say I don't like that because each and every song on those different albums made different impact on this journey, this little journey called, we call it the music career, but I call it the journey.
Right.
Each every song means something else to me. People will listen to them and, think of remember the moment they met someone and all that. But I listen to them and I see myself struggling in the studio.
Right.
Each song brought its challenges. So those are the things that I remember. That's why I can't choose one song to say, okay, this is the song. I think the favorite one is not out yet.
Right. Okay. So it's soon to come.
Yeah, we'll come on.
Okay. Following question. How do you manage to keep up with the change of style in music from the very start of your career till now?
I am one of the few musicians who have been blessed to be part of an era that you had a lot of groups producing and imitating and everything that was done in what I'm talking about, the pop music, the funk music of Kool and the Gang, talking about Earth, Wind and Fire, those kind of groups. We had groups here and we were doing copyrights, imitating them. Right. Some of my colleagues, I'm not saying this to,
bash anybody.
Downplay anyone, but I'm just trying to say that some of my colleagues and saw it as an opportunity to get attention of the ladies. For me, it was an institution for me to go and learn how songs are structured.
Right.
Like you have the verse, the chorus, the bridge, and all that. So I believe that's what's helping me to be dynamic, to always constantly be changing at least. Not to be repeating myself.
Of course. You're the you have your own originality, and I see that. I can hear and see that people get it from you. That's where it all began. You and some older folks, yeah. So the following question is: when I listen to the song titled like "Happy Anniversary," I can hear like current sounds used in like hip hop and pop music of today. So it's like based off of that statement that I just made, how do you know how to blend and limit those sounds to produce the same quality of music that appeals to your fans, young and old, without crossing over to the high hip life or pop area?
Yeah, I listen. As a musician, I talk less, but I listen. And love to everything around me.
Right.
So there's music all the time. The sound of the wind, the sound of the waves of the sea. I hear music in almost everything. I look for rhythms and even when I hear a train passing by, I look for that rhythm. And so it comes automatically that when I hear those sounds, and when I'm driving or I'm listening to the radio and I hear those sounds, it comes natural when I'm composing.
That's wonderful. It's kind of like an epiphany. Just boom, it hits you.
Right.
Okay, so will you ever cross over to produce and sing hip life music? Maybe for for a try? And I know there are some hip life artists that you have incorporate into your music, but would you ever cross over and get on their side for maybe one or two songs or an album or something?
I may use some elements of you see, I don't like labels. My music is a highlight, but you find elements of highlight in it. And so if you listen very deep into some of the songs, you find elements of hip life in it, or hip hop in it, or R&B in them.
Right.
So, I mean, I may do something because on an album you can do about 12 to 15 songs. So I may do something that resembles that. But to produce a whole album of his life, that's what is going on.
A little too much for you.
The reason why I may not do that is that I still don't know a hit life song that has lived more than
that is
2 years.
That's like touched you and like has stayed in people's mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I feel you.
And I like my music to linger for a long time.
Yeah, that's just like Michael Jackson's Thriller. Yeah. You remember Michael Jackson's Thriller?
Say it again?
You remember Michael Jackson's Thriller?
Correct.
Yeah, that's like that's never. It's endless.
So if I'm able to produce a hit live, which will be classic, I'll do it.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
Listen to and why? Like, you know, apart from yourself, like maybe you're inspired by other artists and stuff like that. So who do you listen to?
I listen to everybody.
Everybody.
Everybody. Right now I'm listening to the Brazilian musician called Javan.
Oh, man.
You know.
Like a kiss. A big kiss.
Well, when you hear the sound, it's a sign. I mean, it tells you everything about love.
Of course.
And
you certainly do define love in music. The question is like, why the name Moi? You know, and why is it different from your prior albums? What makes it different?
I believe this one is very different, and I believe you still the theme is still the love, and then you have a song like Hama, which talks about the state of Africa. We as Black people, you know, and so it is, you still find the Kujunji in there, but it is the sounds and the beats are a bit different from some of the earlier songs that I produced.
Yeah, I definitely hear those newer sounds. Amazing. It really gets me how you can take like the current songs of today, like the sounds. Like there's this one song that I don't know if you heard it, but the song Beyonce came out with, and it's called "All the Girls in the World." You heard that one?
Yeah,
All the Girls in the World. Yeah. So it's like, you know, I was listening to these Niger boys, like these Nigerian artists, and they took that blend. They took some type of Londoners sound and they mixed it into their hip life type of music. So it's like, that's what I see you doing, you know, through your music. And that's wonderful because you keep on keeping it current and you keep on keeping your music updated and you keep your old and new fans. That's wonderful. Okay, next question. Any upcoming tours in Ghana or US or appearances with Nana Ya?
I'm traveling to Scandinavia next month. I'm doing a show in Norway.
Wonderful.
It's a shame the Rambo picked up a machine gun. You know.
Yes.
But I have about 3 weeks more to go, so I'm hoping that by the time I get there, I mean, appearance there will help the situation.
Yeah, you can bless their hearts.
And then I'm doing a show in Stockholm, Sweden. Then I'll go to Copenhagen in Denmark.
That's wonderful.
Probably Italy and Paris.
You are all around the world.
Yes.
Gee.
Then September I'll maybe coming to the US for just about 2 weeks. Then I have to come back to Ghana to prepare for my 20th anniversary. I've been doing this.
Wow! Congratulations!
This year happens to be the 20th anniversary. And it's going to be massive, so I got to be here by October to start preparing for it.
That's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Are you working on any new songs?
Yes, I'm working on a new album. I'm working on some DVDs. There will be a live DVD of Kujunji performing in Amsterdam. And then there is another one called Acoustic Rhapsody, which is specially produced, you know, and so there are some DVDs coming out with my live performances.
That's wonderful.
And then there is a book coming out somewhere next year.
Oh, a book.
A book.
Ooh. Now,
I've been working on it for the past 4 years.
give us a hint of what's in the book. Just a tiny
Everybody's in
taste.
there. From Angelique Kidjo, from the African musicians, a lot of the African musicians. I mean, it is not a biography because I think my stories just began. It's not a biography, but it's something that talks about our music, how we as African musicians struggle to get our records out because we are the ones without the record companies. We are the ones without the publicists and those who will teach you how to smile during interviews and all that. But I mean, we are the one that gives rhythms to the world.
Okay, wonderful.
You know.
Now, where will this book be released? Like, only in Ghana or in England?
For now, it is not really my field, so I'm still finding my way through. But I hope that it will be released in the U.S., in the UK, and in Ghana.
Oh, wonderful. Speaking of the U.S., I heard that you were interviewed by Wendy Williams here. Is that true?
Yes, I was. That was last year.
Oh, finally they're recognizing our African musicians, producers, and singers. Finally. How do you feel about that?
Well, I am proud that finally, like you said, they are recognizing that we are the roots of everything that is being done. They can give it the name R&B, they can give it the name hip hop, but it's African. And they recognize the link, and I think we are coming together, and it's beautiful.
That's wonderful.
For me, it was a breakthrough for the whole African musicians and the African culture. That's the way I look at it.
Oh, Kojo, it seems as though we have a fan calling in. Would you like to speak to them?
No problem.
Wonderful. Let me answer. Hello.
Next year, I believe. Next summer, not this particular one. Next summer I'll be in here.
I said also want to follow.
I heard you saying that you'll be coming over. What's
to Atlanta.
Oh, okay, so you're not coming to me.
Yes.
This is a lifetime experience speaking with you. And I've been following you.
That's wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah, over 2 decades now. And I'm pleased to hear you and speak with you as well.
Good.
I wish you best of luck.
Same thing to you, my brother.
Thank you so much for calling. Actually, I can't speak it very well, but I can hear some of it. But I try. So me kasari tikiti.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah, my idea.
Thank you, Midawasi. Okay, let's continue with our interview here. Okay, so what are we expecting in the near future? I mean, anything other than your book, other than the new album. Surprise.
There is something well, maybe I'll mention it. I have been granted a license, so there's going to be a radio station.
Oh, wonderful.
That I'm going to be behind it.
Oh, great.
The reason why I'm getting into that is well, the direction of music is not being spearheaded by musicians anymore. And I think it is dangerous that
you rarely hear good music,
Yeah.
You just hear a lot of bad music, and then also nowadays, with the recession going on here in the States, it's like you rarely hear of good times, you rarely hear of good music to calm you down and calm your spirit, because it's music, it's music that fills your heart and fills your soul and gives you peace and rest,
Yeah, it really hurts me that we don't realize that music is as a gift as God gave us air, water, food, and music.
Yes.
But the music is